Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between 120 and Chaemiko. This game taking place here on Echo Isles. Russian quota is using RPG vocabulary with Am I? RPG vocabulary? Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down. 120 versus Chaemiko in this 1v1 matchup. Chaemiko spawning as the red human on the top right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, 120 spawning as the blue undead on the top left. Human versus undead once more again today. This time taking place here on Echo Isle. This game pulled from Smile Cup 3. Hope you guys are enjoying just the amount of or the game still coming out of China and East Asia in general. China and Korean Cups bringing some of the best players and some of the best games from around the world. 120 going to be opening up with a Death Knight going up against an Archmage once more. No surprises in store for us so far, as well the game just seems so awfully zoomed in now after looking at the higher level zooms, but we can't change anything about that because we don't actually have the ability to chat during a game or during a replay, which means that you can't give commands to try and change that zoom. Anyways, coming back through, also, this is also a NetEase map, so the NetEase maps do not have further zooms back, so you can actually see what as much that is going on here, going on the battlefield. Footman making its rounds out. Meanwhile, over here on the top left, we're looking at ghouls getting trained up. There's a Death Knight as well. Tomb of Relics, Graveyard. We are going to be going into some Crypt Fiends, and with all of this in store, ready to go, where is the Death Knight going to go first? Picks up a Sacrificial Skull, going to go ahead and kill a critter, and use that Rod of Necromancy here in just a little bit. Off to the north, Archmage looking to finish off this Ogre Warrior creep camp, picking up Claws of Attack +5. And at this early stage in the game, that claw of Attack +5 really gave a lot of additional damage to that Archmage, as the Archmage, dealing about 25% more damage overall. Coming back around on the other side here, we are looking at the Death Knight looking to clear up some additional creep camps. A lot of Rod of Necromancy charges used there as the Footman of Chaemiko quickly escapes away, saying, you know what, I don't want to be in this fight whatsoever. Additional Rods of Necromancy charges could be added in, perhaps trying to clear out that mercenary camp. Claws and Mantle with AM are so nice. Yeah, early on, that +8 damage on that Archmage really makes the auto attack of the Archmage that much more powerful, as that's what you want to be doing with your Archmage, as opposed to, say, Rings of Protection early on. You don't want your Archmage to try and be tanking any bit of damage, and you don't want him to be soaking up any damage either. Speaking of Rings of Protection +3, Archmage picks up a set right there, as the Archmage may try and set up an expansion here in just a little bit. Alright, expansions are underway on both sides. 120 did have a Sacrificial Skull, was able to start setting up a Ziggurat here, and will be able to set up a Nerubian Tower. Meanwhile, Archmage now trying to go after the Murloc Nightcrawler and ends up getting creepjacked by a lone Death Knight. Death Knight does not have the rest of the, ghouls, though, so will be forced to retreat back. And will the Archmage be able to get to that proper level 3? That is the question. Death Knight make sure to steal that bit of experience there, as the Arcane Tower has yet to be upgraded. All right, a little bit more damage. Another peasant get taken down. Arcane Tower now trying to be upgraded. Skeletal minions going to end up getting taken down. More militia coming in off from the north, as well as the positioning here absolutely key and critical, as another peasant going to get taken down. How physics works, that skeletal minion just seems so far away from that peasant. Death Knight now is looking to try and retreat still, as the ghoul looking to fall back once more. A Razorman 89. Thank you for the kind words, Razorman. Definitely wish that was the case, but I will take that compliment. Thank you. Coming back around, I am the oldest caster, so if that's what you mean by number 1, I think I'm the oldest caster. I don't know the ages of the Korean the Korean casters and the other casters multilingual casters. I thought I was an old caster until I saw that there were very, very old casters. Archmage able to snipe down that one ghoul off over there. Very, very old StarCraft Brood Ward casters. I don't know any caster near 40 years old. Well, yep, it's right around the corner for me. Alright, Archmage gets up to level 3, Claws of Attack +5, Ring of Protection +3. Death Knight coming back around will be getting full saturation momentarily, as both 120 and Chaemiko are actually operating on 2 bases. This is going to be an interesting predicament. I've seen long drawn out games on Echo Isle where players just stay in no upkeep the whole time, as there isn't that much gold on Echo Isle to begin with, and it sometimes feels as though the player who actually goes into low upkeep ends up losing because they lose too much gold due to the taxing system in WarCraft 3. 120 getting 2 quick kills between a Nerubian tower, a Spirit tower, and a Death Knight here. Death Knight now trying to retreat back. Acolytes continuing to be healed. Great job as they get additional healing while on Blight. Skeletal Minion going to get taken down. A Chaemiko losing another footman there. 37 supply compared to 27. Chaemiko having many more workers. Thank you for the follow. Chaemiko having many more workers, but it felt like 120 was just doing a better job there, even though he is currently behind in terms of supply. All right, footmen are going to try and push back the other way. Skeletal minions are trying to retreat back once more. Tech to tier 2 has begun on both sides and should be finishing at about the same time, as we're looking at a second crypt now getting added in. All right, dual crypt here. Meanwhile, blacksmith being added by Chaemiko, as we could be seeing a transition into rifleman here in just a moment, which just makes me feel old. Tasteless and Artosis are near 40. Yeah, Tasteless and Artosis are near 40 as well. I think Artosis also has a daughter named Arya as well. I think that's the case. Yeah. I think it may be spelled a little bit differently, though. Archmage now coming back around here, trying to put pressure here. Archmage with, well, Brilliance Aura and Clarity Potion, and also that Scroll of Regeneration, able to heal up quite a bit, now retreating back. Mountain King should be trained up here in just a moment, as we are going into improved lumber harvesting and also adding in defend for those footmen. Crypt Fiends are already out onto the battlefield. No defend as of yet, as the footmen are trying to get into a 5-unit surround onto that Crypt Fiend. However, not going to be able to do that, especially with the Crypt Fiend's Unholy Aura, allowing it to move slightly faster. Coming back down to the south here, Archmage looking to continue to put pressure with just Water Elementals, and himself does have a Staff of Teleportation, but the presence of a Spirit Tower and a Nerubian Tower may make it a little bit difficult. Trying to spread the damage between the two right there. Acolyte isn't going to get taken out. No, it is not able to escape away at 70 hit points, as the Footman may try and go for a surround right here, and wow, even up against the rocks, unable to do exactly that. Archmage now making its way back down, trying to perhaps put some more pressure onto the expansion here. Not going to get very far, though, as the Death Knight may be able to get another quick and easy kill onto that Footman. One more shot should do it, but the Footman is able to escape away. Footman now with Defend, Staff of Teleportation coming back the other way. Death Knight trying to finish off the Footman before it allows the Archmage to show up to the party, as the Death Coil finishes it off once more. Death Knight a little bit shy of level 3. Level 2 Death Coils will change the game dramatically, as we are already training up a Lich, going to tier 3 and setting up a Slaughterhouse. Archmage now Archmage now retreating back, going to try and regroup, and these games have been just non-stop action from both sides. No real bit of reprieve, save from those first 3 minutes, as the Death Knight gets up to level 3 and the Lich is out on the battlefield with Frost Nova. Level 3, Level 1, going up against Level 3, Level 1. Tech to Tier 3 already underway. We are also going into Griffin Aviaries as well, in addition to getting Iron 1-1 upgrades for those air units. So we are not going into Riflemen, instead going into air units, as the Crypt Fiends may be able to take down those units fairly fast. All right, Crypt Fiends, are they going to end up falling? There goes one, as we're perhaps going to see a Stormbolt onto another Death Knight. Should be coming across with the Death Coil right there. There's the Death Coil for the save. The Crypt Fiends still able to stay alive and stick around for a little while longer as they're looking at a little bit more damage. There's another Stormbolt finishing it off as the Death Knight unable to save with the Death Coil. All right, there's the Death Coil for the save. Mountain King a little bit low on mana, trying to get in front of that Crypt Fiend. One or two more shots should be enough. Trying to get in a little bit of damage there. One shot and one more shot should do it. And nope, yep. Archmage with the claws of attack +5, able to finish off that Crypt Fiend there. Mountain King trying to double back around, perhaps finishing off some more Crypt Fiends as well. 36 supply compared to 47. 120 with the larger supply lead, but it looks like Chaemiko is just trying to bully and beat down all of these units. One or two more shots. Archmage and Death Coil is in time. Mountain King is in trouble as 120 gonna get the kill. No, does not get the kill on the Mountain King. Scroll of Town Portal expertly handed off to the Mountain King as Chaemiko does sit on a very large amount of gold and can start to train up a lot of units here in just a second. We are going into Griffin Aviary training, Staff of Teleportation, to try and teleport out, not aiming that Scroll of Town Portal. That potentially could be a problem as the Archmage, runs down to the south, picking up an Orb of Fire. Doesn't pick up a Staff of Sanctuary, though. That could perhaps be a problem, as the Staff of Sanctuary is often needed if you do not want to feed experience with those Griffins. All right, no Staff of Sanctuary, a bit questionable move there. Archmage venturing forth, finding an Obsidian statue, getting caught out in open field. Is it going to stay around long enough to end up getting taken down? Trying to, finish it off there. Archmage is going to finish off that Obsidian statue down to 152 hit points. A little bit more damage, one or two more shots, or three more shots should do it. Two more shots should do it. And the, Obsidian statue now with Unholy Aura able to get back under cover. All right, triple heroes for 120, triple heroes for Chaemiko. 3 Griffins are already out here on the battlefield. Are we perhaps going to be looking at trying to clear out some creep camps, perhaps level 2 on the Mountain King and or Paladin before finally making a move? Low hit point Obsidian statue once more. Do we see a Staff of Sanctuary as of yet? Still no Staff of Sanctuary. Getting up more and more Griffins, getting up to 65, now up to 73 supply. Chaemiko really investing heavily into these Griffins, perhaps trying to catch his opponent completely off guard. And now, is completely going to be spotted as the units are now trying to retreat back. There goes a Stormbolt. The Death Knight is going to be able to make it in time. Yes, it is. But, it maybe still be on cooldown as the Lich gets a Potion of Invulnerability, trying to transfer some damage off to the Death Knight instead. Potion of Invulnerability, there goes some additional units. Mountain King finishes, or able to finish off a handful of units, including the Obsidian statue. 73 supply compared to 61. Chaemiko has now a small window of opportunity to strike his opponent before his opponent trains up the proper counter units. During this time, though, Mountain King and Paladin both want to get to level 2. That is going to be the case. Mountain King now with Ring of Protection +3 and Boots of Speed, able to catch up on that distance. Renegade Wizard going to get finished off here. And, the Paladin should get up to level 2 here. During this time, though, the Lich could get to level 3 with level 2 Frost Nova and perhaps pressure on to this, group of Griffins who have taken to the skies. 80 over 84 supply, adding in one final Dragonhawk Rider to max out and in the low upkeep scenario and get ready for this next push. Archmage also has plus 21 damage between the Orb of Fire and the Claws of Attack. Very big damage indeed. Plus 7 damage, plus everything else here as the Mountain King now in that frontline spot, trying to absorb a lot of healing. Are we going to see the death of the Naga Sea Witch? Yes, we are. Mountain King still getting healed up. Paladin continuing to save that Mountain King. Mountain King now being forced to retreat back. Scroll of Protection trying to save as we're looking at so much damage getting added across the board. Mountain King takes another Holy Light right there. Death Coil, Frost Nova, but still ends up staying alive as the attacks are still coming in rather furiously. More Death Coils coming back across. Obsidian Statue could perhaps be the next primary target, as that does have heavy armor, as another Crypt Fiend get taken down. Death Knight could be in trouble trying to retreat back. There goes a Ghoul. Ghoul never really stood a chance, as we now are looking at the Destroyer trying to retreat back. There's a little bit of Devour magic once more. Destroyers Griffins trying to go after the Obsidian Statue, able to pretty much take it down in one volley, as the Mountain King continuing to attack right there. Death Coil, Frost Nova onto the Mountain King, finally taken down. Holy Light not in time, as there was just not enough mana. But now the Paladin is in a little bit of trouble. Another Crypt Fiend getting taken down as well. Both sides fighting back and forth. Lich low on mana. Destroyer trying to stay alive. Level 4 now on the Lich, getting in a little bit more mana as well. 70 supply compared to 52. Death Coil trying to save the Lich once more as the Orb of Fire, while reducing the amount of healing by a decent amount. No longer getting that full 400 hit point heal. Peasants looking to retreat back. 22 workers right there. Paladin retreating back. Mountain King should be getting resurrected and should be back out onto the battlefield in a moment's notice. Meanwhile, main base having less than 10 minutes of mining left, and the expansion having slightly more than 10 minutes of mining left. What we'll be looking at next. Paladin picks up a staff of teleportation. There is still the this creep camp off to the north only has 4 troll trappers. Any real bit of experience will have to come in from the corners, and that's exactly what both players are doing. 120 clearing up here, and now going after this gargantuan sea turtle. Paladin going to be doing the same exact thing as well, trying to get to level 3. Will get there without much of a problem, picking up a Pure Up of Vitality for good measure. 76 supply compared to 64. Chaemiko with, well, a larger army and getting up to level 3 weapons upgrades on these griffins. Obsidian statues with the benefit of the unholy aura from the Death Knight, able to outrun the griffins constantly. Archmage now trying to make its Archmage, Paladin, and Mountain King, which should be joining in on the battle. No, is already out here onto the battlefield. Should have enough to try and perhaps challenge here, as the army sizes are very, very comparable. All right, where are we going to travel off to next? Sentry Ward now being placed down, and that is going to spot the Mountain King and the Griffins all already lined up. Here we are, quick Stormbolt onto a Crypt Fiend, as that Crypt Fiend quickly gets saved right there. However, it still gets taken down. Dragonhawk Riders getting finished off here. Archmage continuing the battle with a Paladin in that frontline spot, trying to finish off more units, as the Militia now coming in from the back. Militia find and take down the Naga Sea Witch without much trouble whatsoever, as we are seeing more damage coming back on through. Griffins continuing to attack here. It looks as if Death Coil gonna save that Lich right there, as the Death Knight now getting surrounded. Holy Light coupled with Stormbolt able to finish things off, and 120 gives in the GG. Chaemiko able to outlast 120 here on Echo Isle. Both players opting to set up expansions, and Chaemiko getting to 80 supply fairly fast. Transitioning and training only pretty much triple heroes with Griffins and Dragonhawk Riders perhaps came as a bit of a surprise. 120 wasn't able to use all of his tricks, and even with Crypt Fiends trying to constantly web down all of those air units, well, the Paladin and that Holy Light play constantly able to keep the Mountain King alive long enough to take down the Naga Sea Witch and that Death Knight in that final battle. Very, very close game. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.